Hello and welcome back. Shooting and broadcasting directly from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma, an adults-only beautiful hotel in the heart of Riviera Maya. And we have a very interesting piece of news for you today. Nopal, a Mexican cactus to benefit your health. As more people gravitate toward greener and healthier lifestyles, superfoods have become popular in the effort to cope with stressful lives. Enter the great Mexican superfood, the nopal cactus. The nopal, or also known as prickly pear cactus, is a native plant of Mexico that has been consumed for centuries in Latin America. Just recently, however, the pad and fruit of this plant have become known for their nutritional and medicinal uses. The nopal may not look very appetizing at first, but after removing the prickles and all what you are left with is edible, delicious, and nutritious. Recent studies of the nopal have shown to be effective at fighting obesity, regulating blood sugar, and reversing diabetes. A mature nopal plant is an ideal source of calcium for those who suffer from lactose intolerance or are not able to access dairy products. This plant also improves dental, gastrointestinal, colon, and bone health, as well as it is very effective at lowering cholesterol. It is a versatile, low-fat, fiber-rich ingredient for different recipes. It contains very high levels of vitamin C, natural antioxidants, and many vitamins and minerals. It also has anti-inflammatory effects and boosts the immune system. In addition, nopal plants are hardy enough to grow in harsh conditions and require minimum care. They are also the home to cochineal, an insect uses natural red colored dye for food and makeup. The cochineal maintains the plant free of invasive species, so its growth requires little or no pesticide at all. What's my favorite recipe, you may ask? Grilled nopal pad. Get clean, prickly pads at the local market and ask to have every single one of the prickles removed. Back at home, clean them very well, put them under the tap, and drizzle some delicious olive oil onto each side. Then sprinkle a bit of diced garlic, some salt and pepper, and just a dash of pepper. Place in a hot grill and let it cook for several minutes. Turn the pad on and let it cook on the other side. Serve them with melted Oaxaca cheese on top. They are simply delicious. The only thing left for you is to squeeze some nice lemon juice on it and enjoy it. Now moving on to some other life-changing news. Our feature piece of today includes the life and labor of Jesus Villaseca, the photographer who inspires troubled teens of Mexico City. Jesus Villaseca is an award-winning photographer, teacher, and lifesaver. He has been helping young people for 12 years, steering them away from a life of vice, violence, and death. He teaches at a cultural space named Faro del Oriente, which means literally in English, Lighthouse of the Orient, an arts and crafts workshop and a place where students can learn and experience performing at visual arts, dance, music, and especially photography. He teaches them from personal experience. Villaseca has definitely turned his life to these kids, and during his teen years, he tells the story that he dropped out of school, abused drugs, and later on in life, he found a light of hope in photography during a rehab program. That was a turning point for Jesus's life, where everything changed for the better, of course. This was when it led him back to school and eventually landed him a leading job for the major Mexican daily La Jornada, where he currently works. Faro del Oriente, the place where Jesus teaches photography to kids, teens, and adults, has been able to help many people leave harmful environments. He knows that the region where these people are located, which is mainly the Ixtapalapa borough of Mexico City, is very and quite troubled, with no universities, no opportunities, and a society disrupted by drugs and violence. This is a place where these kinds of free programs are very much needed. The program was implemented by the government, however, unfortunately, has very little or no support at all. Some of the students, in fact, have had to drop out because they can't afford transportation or working materials. In spite of these limitations, many people have been able to transition from a dark past to a brighter future. Many of Villaseca's students have learned the craft to become a professional photographer who worked in order to work in different media. Many of them have also received international awards and have showcased their work all over the world at international venues. Jesus Villaseca, a true inspiration, has proven how art can sensitize even the most vulnerable and injured souls. Mexico is very proud to have people like him, helping others, leading them to a better life by expressing themselves through art, expression, and the language of photography. Now, have you ever asked yourself if Mexico is a safe place to visit? Beyond media sensationalism, here are some conclusive facts regarding traveling to this majestic land, and we will definitely prove you otherwise. Mexico figures as one of the most popular travel destinations in the entire world due to its wide array of settings, world-class infrastructure, and probably the warmest attention you will ever receive. If you've been to Mexico, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. With its colorful beaches, fascinating archaeological sites, cosmopolitan cities, and one of the richest cuisines in the world, this nation offers second-to-none vacation choices for all tastes and at a price you would never believe. Lately, news about conflict near the U.S.-Mexico border have prompted government warnings aimed at cautioning or even discouraging tourists from traveling to this side of the Rio Grande. However, there are facts, conclusive and hard, that you might want to take a look at before considering visiting this country. These are a little leery from what you have heard from the media, so brace yourselves. Data supports that Mexico is safer than the safest U.S. states. That is right, tourist destinations in Mexico are very safe. In fact, according to data compiled by the FBI and RRS y Asociados Prominix, a Mexican consultancy firm, the murder rate in American states such as Oregon, Maine, and Wyoming, which are some of the safest states in the U.S., statistically speaking, is actually higher than that murder rate registered in the Yucatan Peninsula, one of the largest nations in the planet, which is one of the largest nations on the planet. Some of Mexico's most beautiful places are several miles away from the conflict states. The idea that you can indeed have a risk-free vacation becomes clearer once you realize that Mexico is in fact the 14th largest country in the entire world. Mexico City is a safe capital city. That's correct. And you definitely heard it right, since data from the FBI confirms a well-known fact that during the past 10 years, Washington, D.C. has become a safer place to visit, having halved its homicide rate. Even with those numbers, Mexico City is even 4 times safer than Washington, D.C., according to data brought forth by Prominix. With myriad cultural attractions, stunning architecture, the most delicious and varied food, as well as historic buildings in every single corner, Mexico City is a must-see, taste, feel destination that will dazzle you from the very moment you catch a glimpse of it from the airplane window. You may need a few more visits ever since it's about the same size as London and Paris combined. This was all for today. Thank you so much for joining us and staying with us, shooting and broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma, an adults-only hotel located in the heart of the gorgeous Riviera Maya, perfect for couples getaways. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.